Peace, yeah, what it do? It's your brother, man, from the motherland, coming to you guys live from the NY, back with another one of that Repent or Die podcast. For those that don't know, I'm Junes, the original for the Bantu, by blood, not by converge. You know I'm out here to splurge with the what? With the word. Want to give all praise and glory to the Father, for he is worthy to be praised. Want to give all shout outs to all those that have been tuning in, subscribing, pushing this message through, building this podcast and putting it where it needs to be. And that's right on top. So round of applause for you guys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to have a good one today, man. Before I start, let me let you guys know I did a powerful Semba conversation. Every Saturday, I bring out the biblical knowledge and understanding and information to give you true biblical understanding. This title was titled Christ is the Bell Be All of the New Testament. Oh, very powerful. Tune in. And I also gave you guys some real powerful gems in the end of the video to give you guys no shot of a doubt, no more debate, no more conversation on where the Holy Land is. We break that down. It's over for that, right? But on today's episode of the Repent or Die podcast, this is when I talk about my hood politics, hood situations, black people problems, things that we need to address, overcome, and hopefully shed light to. But before I do that, we got to talk about the hood temperature. The hood temperature remains the same. Still shady, still grimy, ain't no sunshine where we from. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine out here. And in the other news, oh man, a 14-year-old girl was killed while being in the passenger of a 16-year-old boy driving a BMW, lost control, crashed into a UPS truck in Queens. You could see the video. You could see the video, the before and after. And yeah, that's a reminder that, we really on borrowed time. It's really not time for us to be playing these games. Really not time for us to be doing nothing but really trying to get right. And when I say right, trying to be righteous, right? Well, now that's out the way, we're going to have a conversation. And you know what this conversation is about, man. Hey, the double standards of America. Yes, we're going to talk about the double standards of America. Why I bring this stuff up. See, the double standards of America is always, in a sense, to show black people in a negative light, right? See, everything that black people do is always a response, negative, positive, whatever. But whatever a European, Caucasian man do, sometimes for the same exact act, is viewed as praise, is viewed as patriotic, is viewed as all-American, is viewed as something to justify and glorify, I guess you could say the complexion. The protection comes by the complexion. Let's just keep it 100. So these double standards, right? So you guys may see, there's a whole lot of craziness going on in social media over the John Moran and the fact that he's, in videos playing with guns. He's too famous to be playing with guns, and this is not what an athlete's supposed to do, etc., etc. But this is America. I thought America was the country that is known to bear arms. I thought as a black man, especially a black man who's making millions of dollars, is obligated or allowed, should I say, to carry a firearm. Now, the issue comes again. This is where the double standards come in, right? Because there's an NBA basketball player by the name of Chris Kaman, and he's on social media showing AR-15s, shotguns. No news media about it, nothing. But here's this young man who's flashing a gun, who's not shooting nobody, who's not aiming at nobody. He's just doing what America's been promoting in the black community, which is violence, gun violence, having guns, shooting up. This is what you promoted. So now black people is reenacting the same exact thing that you guys are promoting. Now you deeming this man as a criminal. Nike now don't want to bring forth his sneaker. Everybody is having something to say. Like, this man honestly jumped out the car, pointed his gun at somebody, said, "Give me your money," went into the bank. You know what I'm saying? Try to take somebody's life. The man didn't do nothing. And we got people saying, "Well, you are a basketball player. You're not a gangster." Who do you know? What's the qualifications of being a gangster? Because I know when you're black and you are exposed to negativity, no matter where you at in America, if you listen to too much of it, you're gonna reenact that. So if I go outside, imagine, let me give you a scenario. If I was to walk out my house, now let me not use me. Let me let you guys do this for yourself. If you was to walk out your house, from the minute you walk out your house, say you had to walk 10 miles, and within that 10 miles, every car that passed you by called you an ignorant nigga. By the time you reach to your destination, for all that absorption of being told you was an ignorant nigga, you're gonna wanna be an ignorant nigga. This is what music has done. This is the double standards that I'm talking about. See, they promote things, they push things within our community, right? They push these agendas within our community, but then when we reenact it, it's a problem. Well, unless it meets the status quo, right? So you pushing this so-called gangster lifestyle upon black people. Somebody that's making money is reenacting. Again, he's not doing anything, ain't doing no criminal activity. He's just carrying a firearm, which you are allowed to in America, Constitution, right? Bear arms, we know that. But it's a problem, okay? America is deeming it as a problem. I don't give a damn what's going on, or everybody, the shooting of the schools and this and that. I don't want to hear none of that. Because while you guys are focusing the shooting in the schools, there's shootings in my community. A young black man will be dead tomorrow from gun violence. A young woman will be kidnapped and raped and forced to do things because a gun was drawn on her, and if she don't participate in these heinous activities, she can be murdered. Okay? I don't want to hear none of that. Miss me with the foolishness. Okay? But when they come with the agenda of homosexuality, transgenderism, and when black people say, "I don't want to participate in that, and I don't support that, and I don't stand with that," it's a whole backlash. And this heinous act goes against all of God's creation. But yet there's no issue for that. See, I could come outside and wear pink, blue, yellow and say, "Hey, I want to be happy. I'm coming out singing Pharrell songs." And there's no problem. Matter of fact, you would have been embraced. If John Moran came out and said, "Hey guys, I'm openly a fish. he would have been embraced. Even if he was openly a fish and was playing in guns, they would allow it because he did the most heroic thing. He came out, people. He needs all our support. Let's not treat him less, and let's not put him in a box knowing that he's going through what he's going through. He needs all our support. ESPN would have been behind him. Nike would have been behind him. All of these European factory creations would have been behind him. But the very thing that these factories has been pushing upon black and brown people for the last 70 years is now being seen as a heinous criminal act. You shouldn't be doing that. Now all of a sudden is, you know better. So when do we hold people accountable? When do we hold people accountable? I see Europeans on YouTube every single day, rich, poor, whatever, gun range shooting. They're actually shooting something, animals, targets, whatever it is. No issues, no statements. Again, like I told you, even with the European Chris Cayman. The man got AR-15s in one hand, shotgun in the other hand. He's holding it like this, looking like Terminator. There's no headlines about that. The double standards. Even I'm watching boxing, and I'm watching Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, which was a good fight. It was alright. I want to say it was good. It was alright. And even watching that fight, you see how they always promote the European fighter. See, when the European fighter is bobbing and weaving, ducking and diving, quick jab, moving out the way, they embrace that. But when the black person does the same exact thing, he's viewed as he's boring. Floyd Mayweather is boring. So it's like, we supposed to be fighting until we knock something out or we get knocked out. But for the Europeans, listen, man, just be as skillful as you can be. If you got the knockout power, that's wonderful. But just be as skillful as you can be. This is the double standards. And the sad thing I'm starting to realize is they got black people on these platforms degrading black people on European platforms. So the enemy's paying them to demoralize other black men, to injure their character. That's what I call it, injure their character. And there's a particular word for it. But they're paid to stand in front of a TV screen and demoralize black men, black women when it goes against the agenda. I remember when Stephen A. Smith was jumping down Kyrie's throat because he refused to get a shot, but gave all respect and honor to Aaron Rodgers because he stood his ground. Matter of fact, they didn't even that was not even a topic of discussion. The double standards is that when you're black, when you don't follow the rules and regulations of the system, you're deemed as public enemy number one. But when it comes to Europeans and Caucasians, when they do what they do, there's no penalties. Brett Favre took money from poor black people, took the money, ran. No headlines, no news, no court, no nothing. But a black man says no homo. He got to issue a public apology. The double standards of America. Is it fair? Is it right? Of course it's not right. Everybody, I thought this was a place where everybody is treated equal. That's not true. I remember when Allen Iverson was playing basketball, they had a whole dress a dress format that they had to follow. You can't wear this, you can't wear that. Everybody gotta wear suits and ties. As soon as this man retired and left the scene, you should see the foolishness that these individuals is wearing now. Because they seen the NBA becoming hip hop. That's what they said. And Phil Jackson said it alone. He said, man, I started watching basketball. He said, I seen a bubble and I started seeing things on the floor and they was having slogans and street things. I mean, listen, his true nature came out, and I respect that. But this is the double standards. See, Colin Kaepernick gets on his knees and stands for equality. He's deemed as a renegade, as an outlaw. But if that man was to stand for abortion, stand for transgenderism, he would have been embraced. Meanwhile, he's standing for the stopping of the killing of black people. But if he stood for abortion, which everybody knows statistically shows that the majority of abortions is the killing of black people, it's no problem. The double standards of America. Things like this is the reason why I have to come out and talk about these things. These double standards is absurd. A European can get away with murder. A black man, capital punishment. For the same exact crime, a European can get away with it, can actually go home with community service. But the black man, minimum 3 years. And they could be in the same financial group. They can know the same amount of people. They can do anything. But when you're black, you're met with the double standards. I'm starting to believe that the laws are only in place to keep niggas in check. I'm saying it. I think the laws is really just in place to keep niggas in check. I remember, I believe it was like 3 years ago, I remember there was this man, this European man, and he was drunk, had numerous DUIs, but this DUI, it was fatal. I think he killed like 3 people. You know, they gave that man 300 hours of community service and had to just pay a fine, and they sent that man home. And here's a black man that was driving and fell asleep behind the wheel because he was working overtime. Fell asleep behind the wheel. And they gave that man 3 years. And their reasoning was, if you know you was tired, why didn't you just pull over and sleep? Why did you get behind the wheel? This is what was said. The double standards of America. The double standards of America is beyond ridiculous. It's like everything black people do is always something wrong. Like, we have to be seen in a negative light. They promote negativity. They push this genre upon our people. They invite you to do this. And when you accept the invitation and you go out and reenact what they tell you to do, you're then deemed as a criminal, as a murderer. Even if you don't even do it to the extreme as hurting, robbing, stealing, just by having your so-called gun out, it's a problem for humanity. I remember Tank David when he was being interviewed after he whooped somebody's ass. And he said, yo man, I got my AR-15s, man. I'm ready to shoot. Oh, it's a very sensitive time. You shouldn't be saying. That's what they told him. And then he said, oh, my bad. And I looked at them. I said, I was like, yo, fam, What you mean you're bad? You don't apologize when gun violence is being promoted in the black and brown community. You're just speaking what you're known to be exposed to. You're just speaking what you know about. How do you apologize for the things that you're being exposed to every day of your life? How do you apologize for that? But then when I say no homo, I gotta issue a public statement, an apology. Apologizing for what? You see what I'm saying? The double standards, and it's ridiculous. It's sad that we have gotten this far. It's sad that we have gotten this far. And you're not allowed to say nothing. We're living in a times where even if you try to speak on something, you're gonna be demonized. But the double standards is only for black and brown people. We the only ones that receive the back end of it. We the only ones that get the short end of the stick. And I try to tell black people, I said, listen, look, check this out. Before you go on these social media platforms and YouTube and Rumble and Facebook and BitChute and Telegram and whatever, you have a platform to voice your opinion. Before you go on there to demonize another black man, let's address the elephant in the room first. I was gonna be like everybody else and go at my brother John Moran. Then I had to sit back and check myself. I said, but wait, hold on. What music was he listening to? What type of music or what type of artist and what kind of message are they giving to black and brown people? So now because he's making money, we've forgotten that he's still a child. You forgot that he's still part of this new age generation. Have we forgotten that? That now the number one genre in black music is drill music, shoot 'em up, bang bang, and he's participating in that. He's the bad guy. But when celebrities is chilling with known pedophiles, when Europeans is with known pedophiles, when Jay-Z is hanging out with known cannibal eating individuals, there's no pushback, there's no questions, there's no nothing. But when a black man is just making his rap music and shoot 'em up, bang bang, and talking what he's talking, mind you, he's not pointing at his homies, he's not aiming at the camera, he's not doing nothing. All he's doing is just dancing, so reenacting what the music is portraying. Don't tell me the foolishness, well, he's making millions, he should know better. He's still a black man. Tuned in tune. His homies are still in tune with the negativity. You ever heard the saying, you can leave the hood, but the hood can never come out of you? I seen Shannon Sharp say, well, you need to stop because you was never in the hood. And we was never in Beverly Hills, but yeah, we try to portray to be rich Europeans. I'm not from Europe, but you're teaching me to be a genetically modified European. So what are you telling me? I don't know nothing about Louis, Gucci, Balmain. I don't know nothing about that, but you telling me I should wear it, and I'm wearing it because that's the trend, right? So the trend now is when you are a gangster, when you shooting videos, you show your guns because that's all we see now. Every rapper, everybody, they got everybody in the background showing guns. So now here's a celebrity doing what he's been seeing for the last how many years? 5, 7, 10 years? And now you deeming him as an ignorant imbecile, and he's this and he's that. The double standards of America. You have to make it make sense. We as black people need to stop addressing the intimate in situations, the face value situations. We need to start addressing the root of the problem, not the face. I need to know the root. I need to know the bones, the infrastructure. I tell everybody all the time, you can't get mad of the production of what the factory produce. If you want change, you must take down the factory. When I go into these board meetings, that's the first thing that I'm saying. I don't say nothing. I don't want to hear, we need to stop the violence, black on black crime, this and that. No, we need to take down the factory. Until the factory is taken down, we can do all the protesting, we can do all the fundraisers, we can all come together, we can cry, sing kumbaya, we can do everything until, I repeat, until we, you understand? Until we take down the factory, nothing else matters. Because the factory is the propaganda for the double standards. The factory controls everything. The factory controls how you think, tells you how to drink, tell you how to dress, tell you how to act, tell you how to think, tell you everything. Now you ask yourself, black and brown people, has the factory been beneficial for us? Look at our community. This is the product of the factory. Look at young black men no longer want to be doctors. We want to be rappers and gangsters. We don't even want to dress appropriate. The factory told you that you got to wear tight European pants and keep it right under your ass, and this is what we do. And they give you great advertisement for it too. They give you rappers, they give you people that look just like you and say, look, this is how I'm living. This is how you're supposed to live. You're supposed to be getting money. You're supposed to be doing that. Women now don't even care if you are dumb, smart, or whatever. As long as you got some ball mains and you got a nice chain, she gonna give you some good brain. You see what I'm saying? This is where we at. This is where we at. Now here's somebody like John Moran who's living everything that's being promoted. He got the money, he got the cars, he got the jewelry, he got the guns, and he's chilling with the homies. The real ones are the ones that come back to the hood and take care of the hood and be with the gangsters. He's doing all of that. He's doing everything that the factory has been promoting upon black and brown people. He's living that. Now he's a buffoon. Now he's an idiot. Now he got to issue a public service announcement and a public apology and ask people to forgive him. He then got to come on and say, I'm sorry, I got to do better. He don't got to do nothing. He didn't do nothing wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong. He's just another young black man with millions following the factory's ways. So when I see black people jumping down his throat, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself, because you become a contradiction. You can't stand here and demoralize black people and then see Europeans do the same thing and there's no backlash behind that. When Kaepernick got on his knees and said, nah, I'm not supporting, I'm not standing for the national anthem, there was backlash behind that. But when the Ukrainians said we boycotting Russia, and we not doing this and we not doing that, and this gotta go down, there's no pushback. It now becomes a political stance that is needed for the world to see. But when a black man says, no, I'm not supporting this, this is something that the world needs to see, it's, oh no, get out of here with that. Matter of fact, no team after his career, after this season, we're gonna release him. No team is gonna sign him. That man has not played a single jot of football ever since that. And you're gonna see all European athletes continue playing, saying what they saying, no problem. What's the soccer? What's the tennis player? I forgot his name. He was against getting the fufu. Everybody supported him. Everybody said he was heroic. Everybody said that he had his decision. That's his choice. If he don't want to, they would still allow him to play. He never was suspended. He was never fined. He was never nothing. Kyrie Irving, on the other end, was demoralized, belittled, disrespected, called all sorts of names. Saying things, you got black people saying things like, yo, you are a worker. Your job is to come to work. How dare you? Who do you think you are? The double standards. And the sad thing is, like I said before, the sad thing is these people has created and trained black people to be the face to demoralize black people. They don't even see the double standards in that. They don't see the double standards in that. They don't see, when it comes to us, we're not supposed to say nothing. We're not supposed to do nothing. We're supposed to follow suit. When it comes to them, even in sports, there's racial profiling in everything that black people participate in. Everything. Some high level of discrimination that takes place. Everything that I'm telling you is because of discrimination. All of these things take place, and you gotta eat that. You gotta eat that, fam. You're not, you black, you don't have no qualifications to say nothing. We, on the other hand, we can voice our opinions and comment and say whatever. The sad thing is, while they're demoralizing black people, with black people, they got Europeans coming in the defense of black people. And then black people is arguing with the European because the European is standing up for the black man. JJ Redick said, what's wrong? What did he do wrong? He didn't do nothing wrong. What you mean he didn't do nothing wrong? Don't you see the message, the negative message that he's bringing forth to children in urban city communities? Are you serious? He's bringing forth negative. He's bringing forth the negative. When I can turn on my TV right now, I can go on Tubi right now and type in black movies. And every movie that I see is gonna be a female kingpin, a female stripper who's trying to take care of her family, a brother who wanna be a drug dealer, a brother who's in a relationship cheating on his wife, a woman who's in a relationship cheating on her husband, multiple partners, doing etc. I find all of that. All for your grab. Free to watch. You don't even need a subscription. You don't even need a subscription. Now, but the shows are like on Netflix, and you guys probably didn't notice, but I'll tell you, even shows on Netflix, if you pay attention, they're always pushing the gay agenda upon black people. You're gonna always find a black gay guy, a black gay woman. And if it's not those two, oh, you know they're gonna show you the interracial. Oh yeah, they're going to show you that. Every movie that I see, I've been watching for the last 4 years. That's all I've been seeing. But then let somebody like myself say, nah, man, I'm pro-black. I believe in unity. I believe that until we unify, there will be no community. There's no community without unity. That we need to be this pro-black. Me being pro-black is me being a black extremist. But a European could say support Ukraine and this and that, and I'm proud to be an American, and I'm this. He's patriotic. He's a historical figure. Support him. Stand by him. When a European kills a black man, he's being protected by the media. He's being protected by the community. He's being protected by other Europeans. Matter of fact, there's even reasoning to why a situation happened. Well, the cop killed this black man because the black man wasn't following rules and regulations. Why didn't he just keep his hands up? Why didn't he just comply? Why didn't he just be in submission? Why? It's always why. It's always an excuse. But when the black man does that, how dare you? You're a monster. You're evil. You are a murderer. You deserve life behind bars. They feed this narrative for us. The double standards of America. Will this double standards ever stop? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because we have to continue promoting gangster music for black people, because they're gonna end up reenacting it and we're gonna lock them up. There was a Brooklyn gang raid just the other day. Chef G, Sleepy Hollow, whatever these people names. Booked. Females, males, young, under the age of 25, under the age of 30, now has been taken from their homes, taken from the community. Yes, granted, they're being terrorized within our community, and these individuals need to be taken out. But I'm not gonna blame them for what the factory have created. Let's blame the factory. The factory must be taken down. The factories making the televisions. The factories is making the guns. The factories allowing the music to be produced. The factory is allowing the movie productions to take place. The factory is putting these people in position. The factory is hiring these people. The factory. But that's not important, because the factory is what keeps the corporate America afloat. But the factory creations is just a creation. Like a pair of sneakers. That's how they see us, like a pair of sneakers. It looks good, we'll use it, we'll rock it, but then when it's worn out, we just throw it away. You see that in basketball, you see that in boxing, you see that in the workforce. People will devote give 10, 15, 20 years into a corporation, and we just gotta let you go. We trying to cut back on expense, and we understand that you did everything and you came and you gave us your best, but it's time to go. Tell me where I'm lying. You can't afford to take down the things that's lucrative. You gotta take down the things that's a liability. And to this world, in the eyes of these people, black and brown people are the liabilities of this world. So they invest into you to be a liability. They don't invest in you to become an asset. They don't invest in you to be great. They don't invest in you to be powerful. They don't invest in you to be strong. They invest in you to be soft. They invest in you to be gay. They invest in you to be weird. They invest in you to be a criminal. They invest in you to be in a situation that could lead you in jail or dead. This is what they invest into. See, they invest into things that's gonna keep the thing in a state of liability. Even basketball. In order to be rich, in order to be famous, in order to be wealthy, that's what I try to tell people. I see all of these brothers on social media, providing us with game and wealth and how to generate wealth. You will never generate wealth in this corporation without you going to a high level of compromisation. You having $5 million, it may sound good, but we still haven't gotten to the point where $5 million can change a community. We haven't gotten there yet. We haven't gotten back to the Tulsa, Oklahoma. We haven't gotten there yet. We haven't. You want to be wealthy. You want to be with the Oprahs. You want to generate generational wealth. That's what they say. Oh, that comes with a high level of compromisation. Oh, you're gonna be invited. You're gonna be invited to the parties, and guess what, people? You gotta participate. And the higher you go up in the ranks, sacrifices of yourself, of a family, your principles, your morals, your integrity, all that has to be compromised in order to make it in Satan's creation. I'm gonna leave it as that. The double standards of America, people. It will never change. It will never stop. My conclusion for all of this is, if we want things to change and we want to better, or you want positive black role models, let's first take down the factory before you start pointing your fingers at a young black man like John Moran, who didn't commit a single crime. He didn't commit a crime. He didn't call nobody gay. He didn't disrespect the Jewish people. He didn't do nothing. He was just reenacting what he's been exposed to for the last 6, 7, 8, 10 years. That's all he was doing. And if we're gonna demonize him for the things that he's just imitating, then we need to boycott and demonize those. We need to demonize rappers, because rappers will have videos showing guns, jewelry, doing all of this, smoking weed, selling drugs, dealing with numerous of women, and go in front of the Grammys and stand before the podium and shakes everybody's hands and get a whole goddamn reward for it. But I'll leave it as that. The double standards of America is a dub. Anybody that supported you a dub. They trained you and raised you and created you to be a dub. Remember that. It's your brother, man, from the motherland. I came to you guys live. And for those that don't know who I am June for the bounty, like I said before, aka Mr. Keep My Foot on You Heathens, You He-Goes, and the newly installed Heathenites next. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Father, say it one time for the one time. And I'ma holler at y'all.